Tobias, how much is on the line for the markets out of this Fed meeting?
So I think the market's already discounted a lot of concerns. Back in September, and I think Steve's comments before about the last time the Fed raised rates, sentiment was extremely bullish. Our panic euphoria model was in euphoria, signaling that markets were over their skis. At this point, we're kind of getting closer to the panic levels. We're not quite there yet, but we're signaling about a 90% probability of markets going higher. So I think a lot of the concerns around the Fed, around trade, around next year's earnings estimates have already started to get reflected, and probably more so than they should be.
So what could be a surprise, Brian, one way or the other for the markets today?
Well, I think the Fed needs to raise rates because at the end of the day, economic activity is pretty good, earnings are pretty good. I think you may have the short-termers, the momentum players, look at this market, and if the Fed doesn't do anything, try to lift the market higher on a short-term basis, but then really bring it lower because, what does the Fed know that we don't know? I already think the market's priced in for negativity anyway, and there's a bigger opportunity for upside moves than downside moves, especially considering the multiple contraction that we've seen in really what we like to call the Santa Claus buyer strike since November 1st for all intents and purposes. We published our piece on November 16th in terms of our outlook, and I haven't seen this much bearishness and this type of binary activity in terms of portfolio managers just sitting on the sidelines or selling really since 2008. And I'm not trying to grandstand here. I just think people are excessively negative for no reason on a 12-month forward basis. Sure, near term there's lots of volatility in terms of tariffs and the Fed, but at the end of the day, America still looks strong in terms of the world outlook, in terms of earnings. And I think just people are being way too emotional and way too short-term sighted.